Hello, everyone. My name is Caleb. It's been a little while, but we recently got a tech demo at Unreal Engine's, I don't know, little thingy, and we got to see some Witcher 4 stuff, not in game, not an actual demo, but it looks phenomenal, and I'd like to watch it, give some thoughts, some things that I've seen, and some hopes and dreams that I have for it, and then also read an article, pretty short, where the cinematic director at CD Projekt Red gives their thoughts about the demo and their ambitions. So hopefully we can see some cool stuff. Here we go.
Sleep, is he? The ploughing plonker. Break me pearlies on this blasted pit-ridden tract. With his fear on dry road. Aye, the devil's after him! Just running from! Look out there, children. Salt.
Almost had me fooled, Fruin.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the State of Unreal at Unreal Fest Orlando. We're here to show you what's next with Unreal Engine and so much more. We are thrilled that you're able to join us. Thank you. But first things first, I'm here with Sebastian and Kajetan from CD Projekt Red. We have a lot to talk about. Hey, guys.
Hey. Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you, Wyatt, and hello, everyone. With The Witcher 4, we're stepping things up. And to do that, we needed the right partner, one that truly understands that great open-world games are all about art and technology coming together.
Yeah, and look, our goals are completely aligned here. And around the launch of UE5, your awesome team at CD Projekt Red announced a collaboration to make open-world development in Unreal even better. And it's an opportunity, we just couldn't pass it up. So we've been working on a technical demo together to achieve just that. I think we should take a look at it. You guys ready?
Born ready. Kajetan is going to play the build for us.
Sure, let's do it.
This is a technological showcase set in the world of The Witcher 4. What you just saw and are going to see now is running on a standard PlayStation 5 at 60 FPS with ray tracing. So in the game, you'll be playing as Ciri, a professional monster slayer, a witcher. She explores the world and hunts down monsters for coin. The region we are in is called Kovir, and you'll get to explore it in a game. Right now, Ciri is investigating a monster, and after gathering new clues, she is heading back to a nearby village. All right, everyone, meet Kelpie.
Let weeds be weeds, Kelpie.
So just like Geralt and Roach, Ciri has her own loyal companion.
We return to town.
These two characters need to feel like one. Since you're gonna explore the world on horseback, riding needs to feel seamless, natural, and just fun.
Yeah, and to support that, we're introducing multi-character motion matching in Unreal. So Ciri and Kelpie, they're perfectly synchronized when mounting from any angle and speed. And we also support root motion movement on Kelpie, so controlling her feels realistic and grounded. And there are also some really nice improvements to our Unreal Chaos Flesh Solver and these machine-learned deformations. So you've got realistic muscles moving and stretching under Kelpie's skin without compromising the performance there.
So let's leave Ciri behind for a second and talk about the world itself. So much of the Witcher world is natural, organic, especially Kovir with its dense forest and wild nature.
Yeah, and wild nature is hard. And with nanite geometry, we've freed artists from so many of their old constraints. But we don't want to rest until everything we do in Unreal has that same spirit of freedom. There's always more work to do. And foliage is a huge piece of that puzzle. So we are excited to introduce nanite foliage. And in order to achieve gorgeous foliage density everywhere, while still being memory efficient, fast to render, we believe that a new idea was needed. So instead of the same card approach we've been using for the past 20 years, artists should be free to take a nanite approach to foliage, modeling every single leaf and pine needle. And the old LOD tricks of the past, they needed a complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in nanite. It's volumetric, it's fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision without compromise.
And no compromise means how ambitious we are when it comes to bringing our vision to life with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way to load the world. We can now bring in more content more quickly for the smoothest possible experience as we fly down to catch up with Ciri. Welcome to Valdrest. So Valdrest is a port town, a hub for fishing, trade and mining. It's one of those places where you can meet shady characters or overhear gossip from other lands. It's also where Ciri took on her current contract. High-tech, let's leave Kelpie here and explore the marketplace and food.
And the missus?
I'm so excited we can finally show you some of this stuff. Let's see what Valdrest has to offer.
Bugger. Not her again.
Not even at the Land Exeter Fair! Now, 9 gazes while I present him with a fish. For the furry rascal will often wink, and a bear's weight grants good fortune.
Witcher here, have they?
For this feat,
Pardon.
Guys, notice how responsive the world is. Character actions directly affect what happens around you, sometimes even setting off chain reactions. Everything is working together.
Take your man cards elsewhere, you filthy lamp.
You'll find only honest fighters here.
Oh, look at this poor gentleman being taught how to fly by an angry innkeeper. That's what happens when you cheat at Gwent.
Last of it, is it? Ready to wait.
Silver, round ones, what jingle in my purse.
Okay, so this is the guy who gave the series of quests his own. Like you probably suspect, he has his own agenda in all of this.
You off your tits again, Wilfred? Get your ass up.
A typical day's toil.
Who in? With yours. What news of my wagons? No eternity is taking that damn salt to arrive.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you. As for the salt, I found not one speck. I presume this comes as no surprise to you. Now. Kavir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush, shush, shush.
The manticore that flattened your cart and devoured your men, quite the opposite.
Manticore? No, them winged hellspawn dwell in the arse end of Creighton, not here.
While Siri decides what to do about that merchant, let's take a look at the character technology that powers this marketplace. Why don't we listen in on these fishmongers? They're selling their wares, chatting up customers.
Morning, catch this is. Won't find none fresher.
Rugged me ladies after one of them.
Girls, get this cleaned and gutted for you. You mind, dearest? Into seeing something more. Got mackerel, cod, all Brexit's finest.
And there is tons of tech at play here, even in this simple market stall. Metahuman tools, improved Unreal smart objects, chaos cloth, and more.
Yeah, and all of this exists to make sure that the gap in quality between Siri and NPCs is as small as possible.
Yeah, and closing that gap, it's not just about fidelity, right, but also authenticity. They should react to changes in the world around them.
But the prisoner in pillory isn't exciting enough for Valdrest. Let's grab everyone's attention with a circus. But the great performance deserves a huge crowd though. Let's crank it up.
So you are seeing tons of optimizations here to many of Unreal systems, including an entirely new Unreal animation framework, allowing us to fit easily in our 60 FPS budget, not just in rendering, but also with room to spare on the game thread. Over 300 animated skeletal mesh agents all going about their business. And the whole point is to leave breathing room for developers like you to introduce the gameplay and the systems that your players expect, empowering you to make your worlds come to life without Unreal standing in your way.
You are right. And that's the open world RPG that we're making. But before we wrap up, how about one final check-in with Siri? We are making this game to be the most immersive and ambitious open world Witcher game ever. And we are making this a reality thanks to our work on Unreal with the team at Epic. I think what we are doing together is going to bring in a new generation of open world RPGs, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished so far.
We are too.
So we're almost done, but before we go, here's a small gift for all Witcher fans. A first look at Lanexeter.
Onward, Kelpie. With what?
All right. I will leave it right here. So yeah, as it says down below, not actual gameplay. And I think I'll read this little article first and then give some thoughts, and then we'll close up. But I'll put a link. I'll try and link this. It's from IGN, and I'll try and link it in the YouTube video. But I'll try and read the fast. It says the Witcher 4 tech demo offered a stunning look at what CD Projekt Red has insisted is just that, a tech demo. As IGN has reported, it is not representative of the Witcher 4 gameplay, but it's hard not to look at the Unreal Engine 5 tech demo set within the world of The Witcher and wonder if it gives us a clear sense of what to expect from the game, which is still years from release. Maybe 2027. The tech demo captured on PlayStation 5 and running at 60 frames per second follows Ciri as she explores the never-before-seen region of Kovir. It's in the books. In the midst of a monster contract, CD Projekt confirmed Kovir is a playable area in The Witcher 4. There's an incredible amount of detail in tech demo, which with fluid animations on a level we have yet to see on the current generation of consoles. Ciri and her horse Kelpie have particularly impressive movement and interactions with each other. NPCs in the game world as they make their way through the mountains of Kovir to the bustling port town of Valdrest. At one point in the demo, CD Projekt upped the NPC count in the market scene to 300 individually animated characters. That's good. The showcase ended with a first look at Lan Exeter, the winter capital and major port city in Kovir. CD Projekt, of course, knows what it's like to set expectations for one of its upcoming video games and then miss them. Just look at the disastrous, launch of Cyberpunk 2077 back in 2020, which the company spent years recovering from. So there is an inevitable question for CD Projekt: is what we've seen in The Witcher 4 tech demo what The Witcher 4 would look like? Fingers crossed. That is a question we put Kajetan Kapuscinski, cinematic director at CD Projekt Red at Epic State of Unreal 25 event. His response was as vague as you'd expect from a developer working on a game that won't be released until 2027 at earliest, but he did say this: the tech demo shows our ambition. Here is his response in full. So what you've seen today is a tech demo that was powered by Unreal Engine 5, and that was a project that we worked on together with the Epic team. That was a demo we crafted so both companies can work on some technology that will be powering Witcher 4 in the future. So it's not gameplay of The Witcher 4 per se. What you have seen shows our ambition, our cutting-edge technology that we co-developed to make the game possible to be made, and it shows our artistic direction as well, and our, let's say, how we would like to approach some things. But everything you saw is subject to change. That is a snippet of what we have now. We wanted to show it to the public. We wanted to show what we worked on together. And now, having these tools, having these possibilities, we are working with the game. In the same interview, we asked Wyeth Johnson, Senior Director, Project Strategy at Epic Games, if the tech demo's performance 60 FPS with ray tracing on a base PS5 reflects what players can expect to play on a PS5 in a released product. Oh, absolutely. We can't lie here, he replied. The technology that we're making has to be directly relevant for what players expect, and players across the entire hardware spectrum are asking for amazing 60 frame per second gameplay. 60 FPS with ray tracing is, in a big open world game like The Witcher 4 on base PS5, is beyond the performance we've come to expect from the current generation of consoles. But Johnson said working with CD Projekt on The Witcher 4 tech demo allowed us to push very rapidly and aggressively towards far higher performance at incredible fidelity. Nice. This clearly is beyond what we're expecting from the 5-year-old PS5. Players have become conditioned to believe that if they're playing on a PlayStation or an Xbox, and if they want ray tracing, it's 30 frames per second, and that's it. But Johnson insisted that the console hardware is incredible and there's more performance to be squeezed out of it. What you have to do is you have to be clever about how you take advantage of that hardware, he said. And I think if you were to summarize many of the things that we did, it's to take things that normally happen serially, one after another, and make them go wide, make them go parallel. Much more hardware capability is harnessed when you take that approach. When you look at things with our new Unreal animation framework and this fast geometry streaming, letting you move through the environment at whatever speed is desired, all these things, and there to go much more wide. And that enables you to unlock the hardware a little bit more easily. And these intrinsic are intrinsic to Unreal Engine going forward. Let's go. Expectations for The Witcher 4 is sky high, and fans want to know exactly what to expect from the game right now. On this, the director kept his cards close to his chest, but he did offer a tease of sorts. If you analyze the flow of the demo, you can actually pick up some elements that can show the direction that we're heading to and the possibilities that come with our cooperation and what we've achieved so far. So, for example, looking at the forest, there is this vista bit when you can see a huge forest, which is now using nanite foliage, the ability to render such amount of trees and foliage of such fidelity. That's something that unlocks new powers. And also the Unreal Animation Framework, the optimization that comes with the amount of NPCs, so moving characters that you can see in the screen plays. We have another Vista moment with the huge crowd, like over 300 animated actors there, and that's something we need, and that's something that if you connect some dots, that shows the direction we want to go. So huge, highly detailed forests and huge, highly detailed crowds confirmed for The Witcher 4. I think that's about the only important parts. Yeah. So yeah, this wasn't in-game, non-actual gameplay, but this is what CD Projekt Red wants the game to look like. This is their ambition. This is their desire, their goal. And I'm curious, like 27, it was like a year and a half until 2027. So I'm sure things will change. If it would be very cool if things can improve even more. Like I don't even know how they could do that. But yeah, I think some things people. I was looking in comments. Some people were really excited that there was no clipping of the sheaths and the swords on her back within the cape. You know, they didn't like I don't know, intertwine. There were two separate objects, like in real life. I saw some footprints on the ground from the horse. I thought that was super awesome. The horse looks phenomenal. She looks phenomenal. I'm curious. One thing that I'm really curious about is the combat. As much as I like The Witcher 3 combat, this game is just so graceful and fluid. Like it would be slightly disappointing if it's the same combat. I know they talked about how they were gonna rework the combat, but not fully. So we'll see what that means. And there's little details like where she knocked over the guy's bucket of apples, and the little kid grabbed it, and then the other guy yelled at the kid, and how she's like walking through crowds and moving them with her arms instead of just her shoulder checking him, like in pretty much every other game, or just like flopping in Red Dead. Is that Red Dead? I think it is. And I don't know. There's just so much. Hopefully we'll get actual gameplay, maybe within a handful of months, maybe 6 months or something like that. That would be super awesome. But I know, like, I also read a lot of comments, a lot of like doomer comments. Everyone's so pessimistic. They're like, I'll believe it when I see it, like how good the game hopefully looks. Uh, Not a lot of hope these days, or trust, I guess, which is sad. But yeah, I'm super hyped for this game. I think no, I know CG Projekt Red will deliver, and I know I think a lot of people don't have a lot of faith in Epic Games as well, but I don't think CG Projekt Red would join them strictly for like the money. I think they join them to advance the gaming world and their own game, and they're doing it for the players, not for their own benefits really. Epic Games might be though. um Anything else? I think that's everything. But yeah, this is extremely awesome. Like I was not expecting to see any Witcher 4 stuff for a while, but this was a pleasant treat. And I'm super hyped to see where it all goes. I guess if you like this, you can like it or whatever. If you watched it, I appreciate you and hope everyone has a wonderful day. Keep on looking out for more Witcher details. This year, some games I'm excited for are Mafia: The Old Country, Crimson Desert. Those are both single player games. Then there's like Arc Raiders, Sand, I think Hunger, 3 multi PvP BE games coming out this year. Next year we got GTA 6. Next year we might have The Blood of the Dawnwalker, a game by Rebel Wolves. Former CG Projekt Red directors, or they worked on The Witcher 3. So we got a lot of phenomenal games coming. Yeah. All right. Have a good night or good day, everyone. Bye-bye.